It's week 9, day 59 of my full-time chronic pain rehabilitation journey. My name's Jason. Today I'm going to talk about progress. What does it look like? I have a hint. It's not an inclined straight line. First though, a status update. I slept until 10. I could tell my body was super tired, so I listened to it, and I stayed in bed like a lazy person. But I wasn't lazy. I just needed the recuperation, and when I got up, I had energy. I went to the gym. I did everything I was supposed to do. So I'm proud of myself for that. I had a streamlined morning routine, so I've been doing Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod every morning, and because I got up late, I decided just to do one of the steps of his program, which was meditation. So I did that sitting in the gym parking lot in my car. I've taken care of a couple of side injuries I have or problems I have related to my health that aren't directly related to my rehabilitation. One is taking antibiotics for an ear infection in my right ear, which could be related to swimming. I have got a steroidal injection into my trigger finger on my right hand. My finger won't open and close all the way in the morning. And I got some wrist braces to help improve circulation so that when I'm sleeping I don't curl my wrists and cut off circulation and get numb hands. So I'm improving on lots of fronts, and if there's a problem I have, I just go right at it. I don't wait to fix it. And I have been sprint lapping this week, so no more endurance swimming, at least for this week, because I want to improve my cardiovascular capacity, my peak cardiovascular capacity, so I want to exercise really intensely in intervals. And so I sprint as fast as I can in the pool, and I've got to be honest, I don't like it for a couple reasons. One, I run out of breath, and when I start to run out of breath, even though I'm breathing as hard as I can through my snorkel, I still start to suck water at some point when I feel like I'm not getting enough. And so I lose breath control. And so at some point I have to, again, snort some water. It stinks. And then I've been having to do half laps because as I get farther into the sprint routine, I can't complete a full lap anymore. So I got 3 full laps, not consecutive. I took breaks between, and then I did 3 more laps. Each were broken into half laps. So basically 6 half laps. And it's just awful. So I hate it, but I know it's what I need. I need to do something to tax my cardiovascular system. And again, I didn't start with these. I started with endurance swimming. And so now I'm able to go on to sprint swimming. And even though I don't like it, I know eventually I will get used to it. The discomfort will pass. I'll stop snorting water, and eventually I'll be a premier sprinter of sorts. Okay, now on to today's topic. What does progress look like? I think most of us expect that it's going to look like a straight line trending upwards, and that's just not realistic. That expectation can be problematic on a number of counts. If we ever backtrack a little bit or go into what I would call a valley or a plateau, for example, we start to panic. Oh no, is the progress over? Am I going to go backwards? Am I going to slide all the way back down the hill that I've been climbing? And in reality, those fears aren't really warranted. So as we adjust our expectation of what progress looks like, we can manage our emotional state better. So what I like to visualize is a graph of the stock market. If you've ever seen it, it's very volatile, but it always trends upwards. So if you were to draw a line through all of the ups and downs, the hills and valleys and plateaus, what you see is an upward trend line. And that to me is the definition of progress. It isn't the absence of valleys and plateaus. We all like the hills, so hills obviously are a good thing. But the valleys and plateaus trouble us, but really they're just part of the journey on this upward slope. And sometimes the valleys and the plateaus can last longer than we want. They can be days, weeks, and sometimes I've even gone into year-long valleys, which I would call Great Depressions. And so you're going to have those along the way too. Hopefully they're minimal and you don't have a lot of them, but just expect that you're going to have setbacks along the way. It is part of the upward sloped journey. All right, so progress is like the stock market graph. Expect the hills and valleys and the highs and lows and the plateaus. And don't expect a smooth ride. It's going to be bumpy. As long as you know that going in, you can manage your expectations. I'm not going to be in this valley forever. I won't be at this plateau forever. I will again continue to start trending upward at some point in the future, hopefully sooner than later. So I'm going to give you an example of kind of a hill-valley scenario that I had just recently. On day 57, I had my 9th ketamine trip. I had what I call the revelation, which is I love myself. I could never say that credibly before. I could never feel it, and this time I did. So that was a hill, definitely a hill, a high point. And of course it didn't last. The next day I had my ketamine hangover, predictably, and I had a headache, and I was tired and sluggish, and I couldn't connect to that emotion from the day before of I love myself. So I started to worry, is it going to go away? Is it never coming back? Was it a one-time thing? Was it a one and done? And the answer is no, it wasn't. Why? Because I'm kind of back today. Not as strong, but I'm trending back upward again today. So the day 57 valley was just more a little dip, not even really a valley, and it lasted a total of 1 day. No biggie. And of course, the video I shot yesterday was more fragmented. I stuttered more. I wasn't happy with the quality. But unlike past times when I've shot bad videos, I didn't panic. I was actually okay with it. I felt relaxed and decided just to go ahead and publish the thing. What do I care? On to tomorrow, I'll make a better video today, which is now. So just remember that as you're going through your journey, that you're going to have highs, lows, hills, valleys, peaks, all of that. It's going to be a very varied landscape. But as long as you're trending on an upward line, and again, those trends can be delayed sometimes, you're doing great. You're progressing, you're heading in the right direction, and that's really all you need to know. It's the trend that matters, not the bumpy landscape. Fighting for your life means trending upward. It doesn't matter if you go high, low, or anything in between, as long as you're heading in the right direction. Until tomorrow, keep fighting for your life.